Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome to another episode of Feed the Beast. I've done some changes around the base and I want to get to that just real quickly, and then I want to move on to what we're going to do today. Number one, our tank is full. As you can see, 720 buckets of lava. I didn't even tap into the nether. I moved the pump twice and I melted a bunch of netherrack and I got it. So that's pretty cool. I made some more engines. I haven't set anything up or moved anything yet. The reason is, basically this will be for the liquid transposer. These two engines will be for the pulverizer and the powered furnace. And once this last generator is drained and the bat box, I'm going to move them behind the wall. And right above them, I'm going to put, well, I moved all the machines back already. And I set up a little, kind of an auto processor. It's turned off right now, except for the coal. Let me get rid of that because I don't want that to mess anything up right now. I have this off. I just threw some stuff. I did a little bit of mining. The autarkic gate is really slow. And I just used a diamond buildcraft pipe so that all of these items go to the macerator. This one goes to the extractor, and these two, they really just shoot out the top because I didn't set up the other two machines yet. And then when everything comes out of the macerator, it goes this way. All the dust goes up and into the furnace, and when everything comes out the back, it shoots down into the chest. And I made a timer and I put a gate on the structure pipe so that when the inventory is empty, it gives a redstone signal. So as soon as we put something in there, that thing pulses once and it gets pulled out and shot to wherever it needs to go. So I did this a couple of days ago just for me, just because I needed to be able to dump stuff in a chest, let it get processed, go ahead and do some other stuff. But what I figure we could do today is make 2 filters, and basically what'll happen is one filter will go here, and they require bluetricity, so we're gonna have to make some solar panels, maybe a battery, or blue redpower bat box. We'll see about that. Definitely solar panels, and then we'll have to put another one on the back of the macerator, so that the coal dust goes to the chest and everything else goes to the furnace. So the piping will be a lot easier, but what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to make some paint brushes and paint cans, probably just 2 or 3, just so the items we want to go to the thermal expansion machines go there. The other items go to the macerator, and then the other ones go to the furnace. So that's what we're going to do this episode. Before we do this, here's what I want to know. I'm going to do this stuff this episode, all the sorting machine. If I said filter, pardon me, sorting machine stuff. So then I can go mining or whatever and get a bunch of ores. So what I need to know is what you guys want to do, or what you want to see. Because once I've got that set up, make a couple ender chests and a quarry, or even the mining turtles. After that, I'm just going to be like messing around with Thaumcraft or figuring out what I want to do next. So give me your input. I want to hear it. That's what I want to do. What I also want to know is, I did find another blaze spawner, so we're up to tier 4. So this can now go in the overworld where it's going to go. The skeleton one, should we put it in the nether for the wither skeletons so we can make like the wither boss thing if we get the skeleton heads, or what should we do with this? This one can be turned on and off with a redstone signal. This one cannot. So these guys are going to spawn whenever the light level is appropriate. I forget what it is. This one we can turn on and off, and they will spawn if we're not in the nether or wherever we put it, as long as the chunk is loaded. So tell me what you want to do with these things. I can use, the bones and arrows anyway, but those other guys in the nether, they drop other things. I think sometimes they drop coal and, you know, their heads too. I think there's a chance. So I'm also considering using one of those melee turtles because I think that they will, I'm not sure about XP, but they collect the items. It's easy enough to put an obsidian pipe there anyway. So let me know what you want to do about these, and I'll take your input. What we have to do to make the sorting machine: it takes a filter, some blue alloy ingots, and a couple of red doped wafers, which we still have left over. I'm only going to make 2 sorting machines, so that's not an issue. So I'm going to have to make a couple more filters. Am I going to have to make a couple more filters? I probably will, just because we won't need we won't need that one anymore, or we shouldn't. But I'm going to keep one handy anyway. We need to make some blue alloy wire, which is this stuff, which is just wool, no big deal. That's really easy to make because we have, you know, if you look at all the string I just got from harvesting the flax, we're going to need flax seeds to make the paint. Or paint can, or it goes into that. So we're going to need some of this. We're going to need some solar panels, which are blue doped wafers and blue alloy ingots. That's actually pretty easy to get, but you need a bunch of them. So what else? If we do the battery box, I'll probably do that later, because you have to make all these batteries, which I guess those aren't that bad. Yeah, it's not that bad at all. So I'm going to throw some silver and nickelite in here while we're doing the other stuff. And I'm just going to grab a stack of each. I think it's 1 and 4. 1 silver to 4 nickelite. We'll find out in just a second. Yeah, and we're going to need a bunch of these because, as you saw, that's what we used to make the blue alloy wire as well. So we already really went over how to make the filter and the red doped wafer. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to cut the video and I'm going to craft all this stuff. You can see the blue doped wafer, it's just nickelite, and a silicon wafer, which is, if you recall, we cut the silicon boule, which is 8 coal and 8 sand. So I'm going to do this stuff, I'm going to do the crafting on my own, and then I'll come back and we'll set everything up during the video, because I don't want to waste a lot of time, you know, crafting. It does get pretty involved because you have to make, you know, 4 different things to make the one thing. But anyway, so I'm going to do that and I'll be right back, and then we'll set all the stuff up. So I'll see you in just a second. Welcome back, everybody. I have made just about everything we're going to need. We've got 2 sorting machines, a bunch of pipes. I've got some more stuff in the canvas bag in case we need it. I took down all the buildcraft stuff. I'm going to get rid of the hopper. And here is my rationality for this, and we'll see if this actually works. I'm going to actually have to do the extractor and the compressor later. I'm not really worried about those, so I'll tell you what. Let's put one of those pipes on top of here. Actually, I'll just put something in it that doesn't do what you want it to do. Let me see. I don't think these will extract. I don't think those will compress. So the system's not going to see these 2 things as valid destinations for now. I'm going to have to get another paint color. But basically, I've got my structure pipe right here. I want to put a gate on it. And I want to see if this works. I'm not sure if it will work or not, but I want to try. Basically, I want to tell that thing, no, it won't work. I already know it won't, so that's no big deal. So let's see, sorting machine, I think it faces away from you, just like the filter. So there's that. And let's take one piece out so we can see if we're jammed up. And what we're going to need to do is perfect, look at that. Alright, if I've still got my saw, I think it's in the canvas bag. Yep. We need to make a hollow cover. And I forget how to do that. Maybe I have to put them on a table. Yes. All right. And I'm pretty sure this will work. We'll see in just a minute. So let's jump up on top here. I did not make a battery. I only made solar panels. Where's our hole? There we go. I'm going to do this the easy way. Alright, so I'm just going to put these right here. They're all going to connect because redpower is amazing. And then maybe I have to do it like that. That's alright. So we'll just run that down the wall. I'm just going to fall in if I can. And this actually has to connect to the sorting machine. So now we can see the power filling up. I don't know all that much about the modes, so we're going to have to play with that a little bit. But we can figure that out later. So I'm just going to connect that. And let me get our cover and see if that's going to do what I wanted it to do. I've done it before with the tubes, but I've never done it with the wire, so I'm not really clear on that. So we're going to find out. No. Damn it. I want to say there was something you can make that will let you do it. If you put a redstone tube, or not a redstone tube, a pneumatic tube right there. I'll just show you this, since this is what I was aiming for. If we put those, we can put a hollow cover, and it goes in the middle of it. And I've done that before somehow with this stuff. It was in Tekkit though, so what we can do is we'll just put a block like that so no creepers or anything can fall in and surprise us, until I figure out the better method for that. And if you know, by all means, please tell me. So we've got some power, and what we need to do is now go downstairs and here we are. And this may not be pretty. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on the wall. I don't think I did that right. I don't think I may not be able to do that without a screwdriver. What's it take to make a screwdriver? Oh, that's easy. I don't think I have any iron down here. Oh, look at that. Alright, so what am I doing? We'll make a screwdriver. We'll stick that on the wall, and we'll spin it around until the side of it's pointing. We're going to tell the gate if the inventory is empty, give a redstone signal, so that thing stops. So as soon as we put anything in the chest, we'll put a flower in there. It's going to pulse, and that thing should have kicked it through somewhere. probably in the macerator. Yep, not macerating. So it works. Anything we put in the chest here, it's going to get shot into the system. So what we need to do is we need to take these tin plates and make cans, and I have enough to make 3. And then what we do is we take our color and some flax and we make a red paint can, we make an orange paint can, and then we make a yellow paint can, and you can do this with any colors you want. Then we make paint brushes. We're going to need 3 of those, and one paintbrush will actually last quite a while. So I made, a bunch of paintbrushes, the first time I ever did this, and I was surprised at how long they actually lasted. So, whoops. Alright, so I'm going to leave the paint cans. And let's call the macerator yellow. Oh, I think I might need to raise that one. That's alright. I forgot that you have to have its own section in order for that to work. That's okay. So I'll just redo all of these, and we run it across. Now it's its own section. I feel like when I did it before, it only let me paint like one little part of it, like just right there, but I think for some reason it'll get locked up if you do it like that. So we'll go ahead and run it up high. Not a big deal, because that'll allow us to run in between the machines. So if these are connecting like this, that's not going to be a problem. If we call the extractor yellow, well, we didn't want to call it yellow, but you see how it's separated. If we call that yellow, it's going to separate itself. So I really don't want to do that. But that's no issue. So we run this over here to basically to the pipe system. And the problem with this is going to be pulling things out of the machine. So I'm actually going to need a filter here, a filter here, and a filter here. And I'll probably just use one timer to pulse all of them, and so they'll just be running all the time, because since I've got the power connection running down here, I cannot put a gate on that to tell it when there's work done, or if there's item in inventory to pull it out. So basically my idea is this: I put my other sorting machine on the macerator, so that everything that gets macerated will actually just come back up and loop back into the system. And if it's red, we'll set up a rule so that all the dust goes to the red pipe, which is the furnace, and everything else will go that way, since this is not a destination, it's only a source. So I don't think I can make any other colors right now. I was going to go ahead and paint that other one. So for the filters, it's basically the same thing. Let me get more pipe, and I'll go ahead and just take this filter. And it doesn't matter which way I place it, since I have a screwdriver now. But basically, it's going to feed in the same way, so that when it comes out of here, it's going to go, since everything that comes out of here we want to go to a barrel, we don't need to set any kind of sorting up on this filter or this filter or this filter. And I'll do these two after the episode. I just wanted to get this, the main part set up. So if we put a timer right there, It should pulse both of those if there's something for it to do. There's not. That one needs bluetricity. So if I have enough of this, I can just come down like that. And it's got power, and it's nighttime, but I'm still getting some power in here, so I'm fine with that. So basically, I believe all we need to do now is set up our rules and our colors, and our first one is yellow, so I'm going to put that one on the left. Right clicking goes one direction, left clicking goes the other. So I want yellow there. This one is what, orange? Or we'll make that one red for things that we just want to cook. Red, and the other one is orange. There it is. So I may have to do a little bit of work with what mode we're on here. I'm going to leave it on the default for now. I don't think we have any ores. However, if we have some sand and some cobblestone, we can kind of test this thing out. And I totally filled up the nickelite barrel. I was trying to put more in it. I didn't realize it was full. So I broke it, and then I realized I was stupid because it had 64 stacks in it. So let's do this. We will send the cobblestone to the macerator. Oh man. I didn't want to do that. Now it's going to have to recharge, I think. That's getting a little bit... Alright. I have to redo all my damn things. Yellow, orange. Actually, this one I want to be red. And this is just my preference. It has nothing to do with how the machine takes it. Alright, yellow, red, orange. Yellow is the macerator. I want to send all cobblestone to the macerator. I believe if you put a stack there, it'll take a stack by default. I want to send sand to the furnace. And then I want to send sand from this one. What's that need to be? Red. To the furnace. And it already took it. I think it sent it on down the line. We'll see. So let's put the stack in here. Or maybe I didn't put anything in there. Sand, cobble. We see everything going. We see our sand going to the furnace and our cobblestone going to the macerator. The glass comes up. It's going to go in a loop. And then it figures out where it needs to go. So we have sand coming from this sorting machine as well as the sorting machine over there. So all the sand is going to come up, it's going to go into the furnace no matter where it comes from, whether we put it in the chest and it comes out, or if we put it in the macerator and it pulls it out. Now on this setting here, I don't remember the modes. I'm going to have to watch Direwolf's video again, because there's a way that if you put a stack in, it'll only take a stack out, which is not what I want it to do. But there's a way you can tell it to ignore the stack, and instead of taking one item at a time or getting hung up on cobblestone, it'll keep going. There we go. It looks like that one's going regardless, and it's going much faster than it was before. But the sand isn't going to the furnace because it's not a valid destination, I guess. I don't know why that didn't cook and go out of there. Or that sorting machine sent glass. I don't know. That was weird. Yeah, that glass tried to go down there too. Alright, so whatever that mode is, I think we need to click this thing and tell it to go to like a blue line right here if it doesn't have a rule. Anyway, in theory, this should work. If anybody is really familiar with all of these settings, then please give me a heads up in the comments, because a lot of these things are new and I don't remember exactly what they do, and I always forget what the hell all these things do. So I want to say that this mode, it tries to find all the cobblestone, and if it can't, then it doesn't progress to the next one. Same thing for sand, so that one might ignore. Let's throw something else in there and see what happens. We'll put all the blue alloy in it. We'll see where that stuff goes. See, that took the whole stack, and it doesn't go to yellow or red, so that's good. That might be. Let's put some more sand and stuff in there. But I wanted to do all of this with red power just because it's smarter, supposedly. See, that sand didn't go to red. Even though it has the red tag, it's because the stupid glass is in there again. So I'm going to have to try this out with nothing in the machines to make sure it doesn't go, you know, where it's not supposed to go. Oh. It's because it came out of the filter, that's why. The filter doesn't know it's not supposed to put stuff in here. So that means the filter either gets hooked up directly over there, which is, you know, that's cool with me, whatever. Oh, actually I can tell it to send everything where I want it to, so we'll just make it blue, and then what we can do is just paint blue right here, and then everything will go over to the blue line. So that problem is solved. I was wondering what the hell is going on. The first time the filter didn't do that because there was always sand right here, so it wasn't an issue before. So whatever mode that is, it takes one of the first thing, I guess, very quickly. If we put the sand there, it does the same thing. So that slows down significantly. So that's the one I want, because that one is kicking ass and taking names. So I've got to get some ores and set up the rules, and I've got to rewatch Dyer's video or reread the wiki to find out what exactly these modes do. But that's basically the gist of it. We're going to need to put a color on the compressor, though I don't really use that all that much, so, you know, may not be an issue. But I figured I'd go ahead and set it up, and then what we can do is tell the filter, send everything to blue. We could tell these two filters, send everything to blue as well, and then we can just hook them straight up, and everything will go where it's supposed to go. And even if it's not blue, like if we don't have a blue anything, apparently it will ignore the other colors. So that might work just like that, but just to be safe, I'm going to paint a blue stripe right here so that everything I want to go to the barrels or that other chest will actually go to the blue. And since I am amassing such a great amount of items, I'm going to have to use my other extra dimensional barrel upgrade for the Nicolite, and probably go ahead and make another row and figure out what the hell is going to go where. So that was very painful. I apologize. However, when I started the video, I had 300 subscribers, which is awesome. I'd like to thank everybody once again. I'm very gracious. As you know, my next milestone is 320. So if you want to see anything for a special 320 milestone subscriber episode, put it in the comments, as well as what we need to do with those spawners and what you want to see next. Because after this, I'm just going to go do a bunch of mining, collect a bunch more resources so we can do whatever you guys want to do. So I think that's it. I'm pretty sure. So questions, comments, etc., leave them down below as always. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.